Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Rags to Riches Football. I am DJ23. Today is August 7th, 2014, and I'm going to have my Week 3 and Week 4 games in the same video because unfortunately when I went to do the highlights of my Week 3 game against San Jose State, which you can see I lost, apparently forgot to press the record button on the capture, so I do not have any game tape to show you, so I'm just going to sort of walk you through how the game went and show you some stats, and then we'll move on to Week 4. As you can see, I got my two scores in the second and the fourth, but it started out with Lawson with an 18-yard run. I went 3 and out, was forced to punt, and then Crawley with the 11-yard pass hauls it in from Gray. That's a 14-0 lead. And then I throw a pick, and I think it only took 1 or 2 plays, and Lawson takes it 43 yards for the touchdown. So San Jose State starts out 21-0. Tough to come back from. So as you can see, shortly after that, though, I was able to drive down the field sort of out of frustration. I just threw it quickly, got down the field, 9-yard score for Bronson Hill. And then right before the half, Crawley hauls in, sorry, not Crawley, Tucker hauls in 22-yard pass from Gray, giving them a 28-7 halftime advantage. We head to the third quarter, nothing happens. And then in the fourth, we exchange scores, Lawson getting his third touchdown of the day, the 2-yard run. And then there with 2:48 to go, Bronson Hill with the 1-yard run to finish the scoring. So final score 35-14. San Jose State. He ran all over me. He passed all over me. I could not stop him. I did not stop him. He did not punt, and nor did he turn the ball over. So not easy to win when you can't get the ball away from them without scoring. So as you can see here, here's the team stats. Total offense 361 to 278 for San Jose State. And what really blew me away was the third down conversion rates, 9 for 9 for San Jose State, 5 for 9 for EMU. So again, not stopping him at all. Red zone, he was 3 for 3, all touchdowns. Couldn't even get him to kick a field goal. Then we head to player stats. So we're going to show you Eastern Michigan first. There's Tyler Benz, 17 of 30, 220, 1 pick. No touchdowns, so fairly inaccurate there. That part was frustrating. Bronson Hill was probably the lone bright spot for Eastern Michigan at 10 carries, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. But again, having to abandon the run early really hurt, so I was able to hit him for a couple of long runs because I had to throw pretty much the whole game. So, I'd run here, run there, sort of intermix between, 7 or 8 passes. So was able to catch him off guard, but again, needing to throw, wasn't able to run a whole lot. And Bronson Hill, again, the lone bright spot, leads the team in receiving also, 5 catches, 78 yards. And really nobody else was close. Tyrese Russell, 3 for 52. And then on the defense, McFarland, 6 tackles, leads the way. Brown had a good game, though, with 3 tackles for loss and a sack. So not terrible there, although we just, again, couldn't get any stops. All right, so that's good for Eastern Michigan. Let's look at San Jose State's nearly flawless stats here. So there's Gray, 11 of 13, 151, 2 touchdowns. Rushing, 21, 139, 3 touchdowns for Lawson, and then receiving, no major stats again. He didn't have to throw because his running game was working. And then on defense, he had the 1 pick and a couple of sacks there for Rosidi and Vernon. So that does it for the Week 3 matchup against San Jose State. Eastern Michigan takes their first loss of the season, falls to 2-1. San Jose State improves to 2-0. I'm sorry, I fell to 1-1. Obviously, as you can see, my Week 4 matchup, I get the victory. So moving on to Week 4. So here's my Week 4 matchup against Ball State. We're on the road And as you can see there, they score a point more a game, average about 9 more yards a game, or 8.5 yards. There's Snead, Edwards, Secor, all 87 overall. Russell, Hill, Benz, 85, 82, 80 respectively. So their top 3 are better than my top 3.
Glad to
so
have you
I'm
with us in
expecting
the
this
studio.
in-conference matchup on the road to be
a
difficult one. I still definitely feel confident that I can win it.
That excites.
But
from the cradle of coaches to the foundation
we shall see.
For a season. Early season matchup.
So there's the
in
MAC West
Mid-American
standings. You can see I haven't played a game, nor has Ball State. There's Old Dominion, which is Justice. The Users sitting at 3-0, but still haven't played a conference game either. So we're going to get to kickoff.
Middletown, USA,
And
once a reference to
Eastern
Muncie,
Michigan
Indiana,
wins the
becomes
toss
the site for this
and
college
will
football
elect
contest.
to receive. I wanted to, being my first conference road game, I wanted to come out and punch them in the mouth, try to get on the board early, and see if that would rattle them. And it seemed to have worked.
The kicker's got the ball set up, and we're ready to get this thing started.
He's going to kick it
Sends
to
it sailing
Bronson Hills,
downfield.
about 7 or 8 yards deep. Chooses to return.
He's to the
It's going to
10.
bring it out. Finds an
Got the
alley
corner.
there on the right side. Takes it out. Past the 40, past the 45, past the 50. Down
He's knocked
inside
out
the
of bounds.
45-yard line. 63-yard return for Bronson Hill. And then
Finds the
shortly
tight end for a
thereafter,
touchdown.
26 yards, Tyler Benz to Tyrese Russell, who was a monster in this one. Sort of lucked out on that one. It was supposed to go towards the middle, but with the accuracy settings, he throws it to the outside, but still works
Going
out
right,
well.
intercepted.
On the ensuing
And there
drive,
isn't anyone
3-yard
who's
jumps in
gonna catch
front
this
of the
quarterback.
Morrison pass. He's going to take it
The
53 yards back to the
Touchdown,
house.
Eagles.
Touchdown Eastern Michigan. That makes it a 14-0 game. So on the next drive, Morrison looking. He's going to
On the reception,
find
look out. Nobody
Kevin
there.
Maben.
He's in the 40.
Take it
Tackle made at
46,
about the 17-yard
yards down.
Well, you give up
Inside the 20, puts him in the red zone. They did this Darian Green 5-yard touchdown run. That gets Ball State on the board. Makes it a 14-7 game. Benz on the read option. Jukes, whoop!
He can run.
He's going to lose the
He's
safety.
in the 40.
He's going to
Slides
gain
down to the ground.
18
You know that saying,
yards, I
get your
believe, on
keys
that
out
one.
because we're on a
And that is
drive.
good for a
This
first
offense
down,
right
so
now is on a drive.
making the safety look silly, but Morrison
He's on the
would
run.
get back
Heading for the
Eastern
corner.
Michigan. Morrison chooses to
He's in
scramble.
the
He's
40.
just going to
And he's
brush
taken
off
down at the
Cotton.
36-yard
Eastern
line.
Michigan safety just sort of brushes him off his shoulder. And
Fires
then
out quickly to the
following that,
tailback.
Darian Green
He's
is
at
going
the
to break
20.
a tackle, bounce
The
up,
10.
and take it down inside the 5.
What a
Lion King
play.
hustling
Knocked out
down
of
from the
bounds, and it's
defensive
going to be
line,
first and
tackle
goal.
inside the 5, leading to this
And they got
Banks
to him before he
stop
could get back to the line.
on
I
3rd
think he
and
made a
goal.
late
It's
read
going
of
to
the
force him to
defense
kick
there.
a field goal,
Quarterback needs to
which
be
is going to
much-
keep it at a touchdown lead. On the next
On the ground,
possession,
left side.
Bronson Hill, 9 yards on the counter
Eastern
run,
Michigan.
makes this one a 24-10 game, giving Eastern Michigan a solid 2-score lead with 2.5 minutes to go.
He
in
is such a talented,
half.
skillful back, as you saw right there. What makes him even better is that these coaches know how to use.
On the next drive, Morrison gives to Banks.
Gives it off.
Banks makes
He's in
Cotton miss,
midfield. Knocked out of
and gets out
bounds.
of
Around the
bounds
45.
after a good run. 24 yards, I believe, on that one.
Delivers to the halfback on the
Green
screens. And he
knocked
tackles him
down on
hard
the
at the
screen,
47.
So time's ticking with 1:47 to go, but Ball State would get into the
throwing the
end
end
zone,
zone, touchdown.
finding Dylan Curley over the middle. That makes the score 24-17 with 47 seconds to go. But Tyrese Russell would take
7
over
points.
on the final drive of the half.
He's
Benz
going left.
finds him here
And it's
on the
caught.
corner route, 34
They'll bring him
yards.
down at the
Gets them
41.
into Ball
He
State
aired that
field
one out
position.
a long-
So if it works, you stick with the hot hand. Fires over the middle,
The 10.
finds
Quick
Russell
pass.
behind the
And
safety.
down he goes.
Gets it down
Around the
inside the
2-yard
5.
line.
They call
Eastern
timeout with
Michigan's
12
going to have to use
seconds
their
left.
second time out of the half.
So Russell already 4 catches, 122 yards in the first half.
Here's a
And
pitch
then on
left
the
side.
sweep toss
Touchdown,
to
Eagles.
Bronson Hill, which is a huge score with 8 seconds to go in the half, giving Eastern Michigan a 2-possession lead, knowing they were going to have to give
He's
Ball
tackled
State
at
the
the
ball after
24.
the half. So
When you're
on
an
the first
option
play from
quarterback,
scrimmage,
you
Candy comes off the edge, hits Morrison for the loss. Morrison follows this
Pulls
up by
down the
finding
catch, and he's
Kevin
got room
Maben,
here.
and they're going to he dominated me in the second
They'll
half.
run for it. Can't get there. And that was a
Darren Green
big
with
stop
the stop on
defensively.
fourth
they
down,
only
trying
needed
to
a
keep
few
it
yards.
to under a 2-score game. But I couldn't do anything with it. I had to punt, and they are going to return it. But Williams makes the returner cough it up, strange coverage. That's the second turnover for Ball State. And then play action for Jay Jones over the middle. 24 yards. That's going to jump out Eastern Michigan to a 3-possession lead. And on the next drive, Kevin Maben again, 26 yards. He went 8 for 150 in this one. So definitely gave me a hard time there. Lanking trying to stop Morrison on the run. Can't do it. He gets knocked out of bounds inside the channel. Nice run there from the quarterback Morrison. And then
they make the stop, the 10-yard
off the edge again. Another tackle for a loss. Didn't matter.
Touchdown.
Thanks to the juke after about 8 yards. Gets into the end zone.
Ball State is ready to kick it away.
Touchdown run. So on the ensuing kickoff, Bronson Hill is going to return this one. Remember, he had the good return the first half, breaks it to the outside, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. He's
bring him
knocked down
down at the
at the
50-yard
line of Ball State. Russell 1-yard touchdown catch. This was a really impressive catch. It ended up getting reviewed. It reminded me a lot of Tyrone Prothro at Alabama a number of years ago against Southern Miss. So you can't really see the angle there. You'll see it here in just a second. He catches it behind his offensive lineman's head. So just showing the pure talent the guy had. You can see it there. He's reached over. He's got the ball. And that's a touchdown for Eastern Michigan. So mention Tyrone Prothro.
For a come-from-behind victory.
Yep, we're cutting to some actual game footage.
Lays it up.
Boom. Over the defender's back. So a little more impressive over the defensive back.
And holding on to the foot.
Gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Halfback's got it on the quick throw.
So then Banks
He's out to the
on
30.
screen pass.
He's to the
breaks
40.
a bunch of tackles.
Across midfield.
And he's going to go a long way.
At the 30.
Finally
And
brought
he's
down
tackled at the 26.
defensive end on the other side of the field. So some good hustle there. And then
complete. He's
throw
got
out
room to
Green.
work.
Green gets hit once. He gets hit twice.
He's at
Squeezes.
the
Somehow
20.
stays in
And down
bounds.
he goes.
Gets 18 yards and a first down. And then that leads to this.
The 10.
Very
Touchdown Cardinals.
Touchdown run from 16 yards out. Cutting the lead to 45-31. So back to 2 possessions with 6 minutes and 22 seconds to go. But Benz would find Owings. That's not Owings. It's Gardner.
Touchdown, Eagles.
On the play action for the touchdown, 12 yards. Giving Eastern Michigan the 52-31 lead. On the next possession, Morrison looks over the
His receiver, and that's a first down. Brought
Another
down the
25
37-yard
yards.
line. Offense, and I
Again,
got to tell
8
you,
for
these guys
150.
have just been
So,
a defensive
huge day.
nightmare on the
Bronson
past few
Hill
drives.
running power. Gets knocked down, but he's on top of the defender, gets up and runs and picks up for 17 yards. What an impressive
put
run
so much
there
time
by,
into trying to put a
by
plan
Bronson
together.
Hill.
And to be
He's
able
knocked down. He's on top of him.
So there's
so
the
stats for, or at least the scoring summary for the game. Let's look at the team stats. As you can see, Eastern Michigan. I was really surprised to lose the first down battle. That's not something I normally lose, but giving up 20 first downs lets you know how well Ball State was moving the ball. They got stopped on 1 4th down, and then they had the fumbled punt. So, and then another turnover on the interception for touchdowns. So, a couple of possessions there make all the difference in the game. I mean, those three, that's 21 points, which was the winning margin. So, definitely a worthy opponent in this one. You can see the passing yards. Ball State goes for 351. They're 7 of 10 on 3rd downs. I just barely nicked them at 8 of 11. 4th down, I did make it once. They were 0 for 2. I know that hurts. And then the big difference, 2 turnovers to 0. So there's the team stats. Let's look at the Ball State stats. So as you can see, very solid, 27 of 33, 81%, 351 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. And then rushing, 12 for 67, which isn't bad. Averaging 5.5 yards a carry for your starting back is not bad at all. And there's Green with 4 for 24, and he had 2 scores. Catching the ball, there's Maben. I told you he was a pain in my tail the entire game. 8 for 150. He did not get in the end zone, but 8 for 150. Just drove me crazy how much he destroyed my secondary there. Goodness gracious. 14, 16 pancakes between their top three. That's unbelievable. I'd be willing to bet most of those were against my 205-pound defensive lineman, Lion King. I'll have to go back and look and see if that was really the case. And then solid day from Boyd and Cromartie on the defensive side of the ball. So now let's look at the EMU stats. Tyler Benz, 18 of 28, 255, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 64%, which isn't awesome, but again, with these passing sliders against the user at only rated a 10 for accuracy, it's not easy. Bronson Hill, 19 for 113, 2 scores, so solid day for him. Receiving, Tyrese Russell, 6 for 127, 2 touchdowns, so awesome game for the tight end. Well, I had quite a few pancakes myself. Wasn't expecting all that. So there's 10, 11, 12. There's 13 total. So not too shabby there from my offensive line either, even though they played like garbage against San Jose State. Levante Robinson, 11 tackles, 4 for loss, 1 sack. I don't know what you can say about that stat line other than he was a beast. And then Criar with the pick for 53 yards in the touchdown. And there's Bronson Hill in the kick return, 182 yards, not too shabby. So overall, a solid victory. We'll take it. It's a MAC conference victory. That moves us to 1-0 in the conference, 2-1 overall. And I'll be looking forward to playing at UMass on the next advance. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next week.